in the world, in the history of the world. It says, and this is an actual pack of cigarettes from Canada. My friend sent me one. Tobacco use can make infinite. Cigarettes may cause sexual impotence due to decreased blood flow to the penis. It can prevent you from having an erection. And if you notice the cigarette, and there was a funny story in the Niagara Falls paper. He sent it to me. A guy in Canada got one of his favorite cigarettes, and to rotate the ads. So this is the one he got. And he took about 2 steps, turned around, asked the guy, "Can I have the mouth cancer one instead? I just don't want to walk around with this." And they've been very effective in Canada. What they're pushing now in Canada is to revise them and change them, because the same one has been out for 10 years, and they're saying we need to change them around. So just a little bit about... that has nothing to do with this presentation at all, but I just thought since it is our smoke out day that we should at least acknowledge that a little bit. I know if I was still in the classroom, my kids would be doing something. Okay, I'm going to get started. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Dom Splendurio. My email should be on the bottom of the sheet. For those of you that do not have my email, it's Dom, D-O-M, Splendid, S-P-L-E-N-D-I-D, at yahoo.com.
Do you have more of those sheets on you?
I do not.
Gone?
If you sign up on the email list, you'll email
I actually ran off an extra 20. Oh, we're starting the video. Stop. I taught for 33 years in the Clarkson Central School District, which is in Rockland County, New York, about 25 miles north of the city. I was past president of the New York State AFER Health Section for longer than I thought, because the president before me left after about 3 months. So
I didn't get it. Sorry.
it's nice being past president, because you don't have to do that much. And they call you every once in a while to do something. Can you do a presentation? Sure. One of the things that I noticed this year, and I really think it needs mentioning, I didn't see any health awards in our program. And I think that's just unacceptable. We have Teacher of the Year, we have Distinguished Administrator, we have Amazing Person Awards. You know people out there that are doing good stuff. All it takes is you call AFER, you call Central Office and AFER, and we'll call, and you say, I know somebody I think is deserving of one of these awards. There's Coordinator of the Year, if you've got a great health coordinator. And I don't know if they left them out of the program or we just don't have any this year. That to me is just not acceptable. You need to nominate good people so that they get recognized. So if you know people that are doing a real good job in the classroom, as an administrator that's very supportive, as a district health coordinator, as an amazing person who's very active in this association, please nominate them so that we don't have a blank sheet when it comes to the award assembly. Okay? And I also noticed that we seem to be down in health workshops this year for some reason. That means that people just aren't applying. That's all it means. It didn't mean a lot of people got rejected. So again, if you'd like to do a workshop, please submit next year. Or you know somebody that's good in your area that could do a workshop, please ask them to present next year. The only way health is going to stay viable in this association is if the health people in this association do their part. Okay? We can't leave it to others. So we've got to do our part. Okay, no more preaching. Oh, one more thing I'll preach about. I wrote a book a few years ago, just before I retired, called Tools for Teaching Health. I'm going to give it away as a door prize before we leave today. It is not a textbook. It is a book of a compilation of probably all the 30 years of packets that I gave out at workshops like this. So it's all based on the national standards. It is very simple. It's ABC. It's a recipe of lessons. It's based on, we originally gave the publisher 15 different content areas and skills and stuff, and he said that's 2,000 pages, can't do it. Not narrow it down. So we narrowed it down to the 6 risk behaviors of youth. So it's alcohol, tobacco, drugs, nutrition, physical inactivity, intentional, unintentional injuries, and sexual risk. Anybody have this? Any reviews? Okay. Okay. And my publisher wouldn't like this. It's only $34.99, but on Amazon right now it's $23.82. So Amazon, search box, tools for teaching health. I think it's well worth the money, but I'm a little prejudiced. But we'll give that out later. Okay. My intent today was to try to show you some DVDs, and since I retired, I've been doing some consulting, and I go all over the country, and it's nice because I get to see what people do and what they don't do, and what programs they have and what programs they wish they had. I know we complain that we don't have enough time, but compared to most states, we're in pretty good shape. A lot of states don't even have mandates for health education, or they have mandates for health and physical education combined. But there's no stipulation or seat time about how much they have to spend. So guess what happens in Texas? The football coaches are spending 90% of the time on phys ed. Okay, so again, we're luckier than most states. And again, I went to the technology thing today with Michelle. I thought that was great. I think you always have to keep learning. I learn all the time. Thank God I have a daughter who's techno-smart, so she can teach me stuff. But I found these videos, most of them are relatively inexpensive. Some of them you may have seen before. But what I plan to do is just show you some clips of some of them. Hopefully we'll get through most of them in the time that we have. And then if you have any quick comments, we'll move on to the next one. I would also like to end if people have any good resources that they use, either a DVD or even if it's an older video but it's still relevant, or YouTube clips that you've used that you found are effective, then I'd like to share that also. If you can give that to me, I'll compile a list and I'll send it out. So it might be a good idea actually for everybody to sign that sheet that's going around with the emails, okay? And please print clearly, because I can't tell sometimes if it's a 1 or an L or something like that. And I hate getting mailer demons back. Okay. All right. Any question about what we're doing today? Okay. The first video that I'm going to show you is called "Why Don't We Do It in Our Sleeves?" It is not in the same order. I think it's still on communicable disease. But I also, besides doing mostly in-service workshops with secondary people, since that was my main area, I was also coordinator and also worked with elementary kids. I was like the puberty guy, and when the teachers were uncomfortable about something, I came in and talked to the aides, talk with the little kids and stuff like that. And I've been asked by some elementary schools to come in. And I thought it might be fun to kind of come in an alternate ego. So I dress up like as a doctor. And I call myself Professor Splendid with I have things hanging off me and bugs and lights twinkling and stuff like that. But they wanted me to do something on communicable disease. So I just Googled communicable disease and came up with this called "Why Don't We Do It on Our Sleeves?" It was actually made by doctors up in Maine. And most of the people in it are part of this hospital. So there's hospital administrators in it, there's doctors in it, there's nurses in it. And without, it's pretty self-explanatory and it's very short. So this is one of them that I'm going to show the whole thing. And we'll just see what you think. I don't know if you can see without us dimming the lights. Can we dim the lights up in the front a little? Or
That might be good. That was beautiful.
Nothing we can't do. Can we dim just the front a little? Or no? Is that?
Does anybody know where that email sheet is?
It's over here.
Okay. There's 2 of them going on. Is there 2?
Oh, that he had it. He turned that light off over there. He just got it.
My volume wasn't great, so perhaps the speakers here hopefully they'll work. Okay, why don't we do it in our sleeves?
Please take this opportunity to adjust the volume on your television set. Millions of disease-causing germs are launched into the atmosphere every time someone coughs or sneezes. It is customary to cough and sneeze into one's hands, supposedly to prevent the spread of germs. But germs get onto the cougher's hands and are spread to
Show this
telephones
to elementary
and
kids and
doorknobs,
they laugh.
and from there they are spread to other people's hands
You could show
and
them.
mouths, and who knows where else. The best place to cough is into fabric, such as one's sleeve, where germs are trapped while they desiccate and die.
Sorry.
But people in polite society
And this is
do not
legit.
cough into their
CDC
sleeves.
actually does recommend that you sneeze and speak and cough into your sleeve.
The purpose of this video is to make coughing into one's sleeve fashionable and even patriotic. It's the right thing, the polite thing to do. You will now see 4 excellent, slightly different coughing techniques executed first into the right sleeve and then into the left. The technique will vary depending on your dimensions, the flexibility of your joints, whether you are wearing long or short sleeves, and your ability to cough at an angle. Notice the slight change of position during a sneeze, with the nose a little lower. You will now see a series of coughs and sneezes performed by random subjects. Their coughs will be judged by our panel of 3 infectious disease experts, Dr. Graham Stain, Dr. Glenn Hagar, and Dr. Polly Morth. First, the coughs.
That would be a 4. The left hand was needlessly contaminated.
10. Perfect. And
These are all hospital administrators and doctors and stuff.
4.74.
The elbows are bad to divide the elbow on arms. 8. Easy and practical.
Almost as good as the black suit guy.
That guy was president of the hospital.
2. Contaminated. Finished. That's right.
Practical.
9. Great.
narrowly
Most of their hair.
that guy.
A perfect 10. What can I say?
She's the one to imitate. We must train ourselves to cough into the nearest appropriate fabric, which is usually a sleeve. Most healthcare garments lend themselves well to this technique. Unfortunately, to avoid messes, we should formulate coughing strategies for the clothes and accessories we are wearing each day.
Save my shirt if I did that first,
Paper tissues are good cough receptacles when they are placed over the mouth properly, but using them usually results in hand contamination. They should not be reused. Handkerchiefs suffer from the same hand contamination in reused garments, and they have the additional disadvantage of poor accessibility. The perfect answer would be an armband that could be changed after each use. sleeves. It's the right thing. It's the polite thing to do. And remember, if you make a mistake and cough or sneeze into your hands, please wash them immediately.
Okay, that's it. What do you think of that one? Okay. When I bought this, which was about 1.5 years ago, you had to buy two. And they were two for $30. Why you had to buy two, I don't have any idea. But I thought for $30, I'm getting two of these because these are, I could use. I've shown this to fifth graders. I've shown it to high school kids, and they all get the idea. When I just went on the website recently, they have some other stuff that they've developed, but they still have this, but it's kind of on back order, and I think you might have to order a minimum number of 4 or 5 or something like that. But they're still like either $10 or $15, so if you could share them around your district or something like that. If you have a bunch of elementary schools in your district, you might want to buy them and then just get one out to each of the districts. Okay, that's the first one. I just like the idea that they get across a very serious point in a very humorous way. That was kind of my teaching style, so I don't know if prejudice there. Okay, the next one we're going to do is on teen dating violence. It's called Dating and Violence Should Never Be a Couple. This is the bargain of the century. The American Bar Association puts this out. It costs $4.50 for including plus shipping and handling. You not only get the DVD that I'm going to show you, but they have a material reproduction CD disc with all the facts you'd ever want to know about dating violence. $4.50. Okay, so it's a really good resource.
What's it called again?
It's called Dating and Violence Should Never Be a Couple, from the American Bar Association. Teens talk about their personal stories. And again, I've always been partial to things rather than talking heads. I've always been partial to things where kids are actually doing the talking. So I'll show you a few minutes of this. I'm sure you'll get the... Okay, restart. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that.
boyfriend or anything remotely like that. About 2 weeks into the relationship, I'd say, he became very controlling to what I wore. So if I was wearing a pair of shorts, he would, not talk to me for a day or so.
It was actually sophomore year in high school. I had a friend of mine in the class, with this girl, we all started talking, we all started being friends. Things just kind of went from there. And, she'd say things like, I don't like your friends. She'd remind me of all the bad things my friends would do, if they got in trouble, she'd really rub it in my face. This person did this, they're not really not really that good of a friend, I don't think. So my old friends kind of dropped out of the picture, and it was pretty much just her and me.
I was 15 years old when I got to the relationship. At first it was nice. He would act really nice with me. He understood me. I trusted him a lot. But then things changed. He would say that because he wanted me to respect him, he wouldn't let me cut my hair. He would say often that I wasn't that pretty. That he was going to transform me to somebody prettier. So he started putting me down so I wouldn't feel that nobody could want me, just only him. He didn't want me to be around people around even my cousins, my friends. He would say that they were hoes or that they were bitches and that he didn't want me to be around that kind of people.
He'd get drunk and he would accuse me of cheating on him. My brother was in an abusive relationship. He started dating a girl who was in his grade. I started to notice things about her. It took my brother a while, I think, to realize what was going on because he loved her. She made him buy her toys and she would tell him to buy her these expensive jewelry. She got rings and necklaces and earrings, and she would make him pay every time they went out to dinner. She would get extremely mad if girls were around him and she wasn't. And when he did hang out with his friends that were girls, she had to be sitting on his lap, having her arm around him, or kissing him.
The trouble in our relationship is that we come from two different families, raised very differently. And I come from a more patriarchal background, and my father is the head of everything. Everybody comes to my father, and they respect him, and he carries the weight in my family. Sometimes I think about that captain on a ship. If he doesn't discipline his men, what happens? You know, but I'm not saying that it's my job to discipline her. But should I just let her run over?
Look at her face.
Well, he doesn't feel that a woman can be an equal partner. He feels that the man is the head and that's it. There's no 50-50. He's the master, and that's it.
He doesn't see that if she just went along with things, everything would be okay.
I felt bad about things. He yelled at me for stupid things. His ex-girlfriend, I seen her at the store and she told me to watch my sister and she was being abused when they were together. I told her that and she didn't believe me, didn't care, didn't want to listen to anything I had to say. I didn't want to believe her because I loved him and he would always tell me that she's just trying to ruin our relationship. My aunt lived down the street and he would call there. I got the number, but he would call there and, why did you tell me you were going and what are you wearing and stuff like that. And he would have his brothers watch me, but I wasn't being physically hurt, so I didn't think that that's what I was dealing with. And even if I was, I had no clue on how to deal with it and how to make it go away. It was our junior year, and Sam had met this senior, and it was really great at first because he was really outgoing, he was a cute guy, and he was one of her boyfriends that I could hang out with her too, and it would totally be fine. Like the last 3 months of their relationship, she was getting a little weird, and he wouldn't really leave her alone, and he was always calling her, and was keeping her from her schoolwork at night.
My cousin was getting rowdy after drinking, so he started throwing stuff around and saying that his girlfriend was cheating on him.
His friends didn't like her at all. They told him straight out that he needed to find somebody that treated him right. Somebody told me that if he hit you once, then he'll hit you again, and he won't stop hitting you. Our not good year. We have been fighting every single day. The firefighter
first day of school was the first time I'd ever been hit by a guy in my whole life. Like, just full fist, punch me in.
I'm just going to fast forward a little bit to a scene that.
What's the length of this movie?
Just very telling.
What's going to happen?
The name of this?
Length.
The length? I think 19 minutes, something like that.
You're rewinding.
Yeah, I know. I want to rewind. Oh, this is where I want to get to again. The reason I like these is they're culturally diverse as well, which I think is important. Okay, let's pick it up from there. The conversation that this African American kid has with his girlfriend just blows me away, and it blows the kids away when we discuss it.
It's not like a blow, because sometimes I do get it, but I don't go for her nose, for her face. I get it to get her attention. I'm still rational about it.
I mean, look at that face.
I don't go crazy to the point. She's never been to the hospital. She's never woke. I never broke a leg or bruised anything. Not to my knowledge. I feel bad, and sometimes I apologize when I hit Samara. I apologize immediately.
Like it's supposed to leave me alone, and
okay, I'm going to stop this one there.
My feet were off the ground.
I'm going to stop this one there. It goes on again and it talks about what to do, who to tell, how to get help, try to break that cycle of abuse, what an unhealthy relationship looks like, what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like. It's very, very good. It's very, very good. And like I said, for the price, you just can't beat it. And again, it gets into all the issues about unhealthy relationships, especially now with the texting and wanting to know where you are every single minute of the day and things like that. It's just not healthy. Kids need to know that. So they're actually using the technology sometimes to harass each other, whether it's bullying or in this case, wanting to know where someone is, that their partner is every single minute of the day. Okay, I'm going to move on. The other one that I have on the list is also on abusive relationships, but since we've seen a bunch of that, I think I'll skip that for now. If we have time, I'll get back to it. It is called Choosing Respect, Causing Pain, www.chooserespect.org, and a DVD again, and a teacher's guide, $35. And same thing, kids telling their own stories about abusive relationships, unhealthy relationships. If we have time, we'll get back to that. Okay, Adina's Death. This I thought, when I first got it, is probably going to be better for middle school. A little bit of it is a little bit hokey, but it does actually give some good information. This is about bullying and cyberbullying and texting and harassment using texting, emails, that kind of stuff. So using technology to bully people.
She's gonna fall.
Where are we? Come on up. Okay, this is Adina's Death. And this is relatively inexpensive as well. Let's see. I'm going to play just a little bit of the video, and then I'm going to play some of the
Your parents are on their way,
commentary.
Dana. I just can't imagine what happened. You've always been a good student. Honor roll, yearbook staff, you even designed the KMS website. I'm just shocked. This is a very serious situation. I don't know what happened to you. I don't know what direction you're taking. What is it? Did you have a problem with the other girl? Were you feeling jealous of her? You understand that I'm going to have to call in the authorities and that I'm going to have to expel you? I see no other way around this. It's a real shame.
Jim Morrison. Jim and I have a connection. Now we're on first name basis. You don't understand. That would require some cultural knowledge. Clara, I'm going to be honest. Being obsessed with the 60s rock star isn't cultural knowledge. It's disturbing. Oh, great. Here come the walking infomercials. Can you believe this, Crete? That's like the 14th message. Are you kidding? That's so embarrassing.
Take your seats. Start.
She's like the pretty bitchy girl who everybody hates. That's what
What's going on here?
You have to be kidding.
Not this now. Does anyone know about computers?
This is like me.
I so do.
Thanks, Tina. I can never understand these things. I always did like the Flintstones better than the Jetsons. See, that's what I was trying to open. I double-click, but all I get is that jumbled-up mess.
That's because you have spyware running in the background.
Oh, well, that's not a good thing, is it?
If you went to
Well,
technology
you need to do
one
a
today, you
pre-install of your
know how
operating
kids
system.
just are so
You
far
really
ahead
need
of
to back up your hard drive. This should speed things up. Here you go. If you want, I can run a virus scan. It'll only take a couple of minutes. No problem.
That sounds like a good idea. All right, somebody get the lights.
Sorry. I saw what you did in geography class. So, do you know how to figure out where an email comes from? Yeah, usually. Okay, this is a little weird. You guys know Sky, right? About a month ago, she started receiving these really strange emails. Recently, someone's been calling and texting her. I think it's the same person. Didn't someone post an I Hate Sky page a while back? Yeah, but this is so much worse. It's getting really serious. I'm good with computers and all, but this is out of my league. Do you guys want to come sit with us at lunch and talk about it more? Oh, can we? Okay. Really? Yeah, I mean, we can help her. I'll talk to her after science.
There's a rumor going around that teenage girls can sometimes be cruel. Just a rumor.
Hey, Sammy. What game are you playing?
One where I kill lots of people.
Why are you helping Sky? I mean, the girl probably deserves whatever it is. I don't know about that. You know, you could go sit with them. I mean, I really don't mind. I'm not ready for that. That was your cue to say, no, Clara, I want to sit with you, despite the fact that it'll eliminate my social life. Who's next? She looks sad. Perfect. The number is 555-4113. I like your headband. Don't be sad. You are beautiful. And tell her she's really nice, too. You are really nice, too.
Now these kids look like they're upper elementary, maybe, or middle school.
The number is right over here. You don't know me, but I think you're cool.
Now, as we know, not all messages are that way. A lot of kids are picked on because of their weight, because they just don't fit into the social scene. Some of them are harassed so bad with text messages, emails, whatever it might be, that for some of them they have to leave school, they get very depressed, sometimes suicidal, and there actually have been some suicides because of that. So again, the technology can be used for good, but unfortunately sometimes it also can be used for bad.
What's wrong? Look at this. 7801 Southwest 130th Court. I know you'll be alone after school. I'll be watching.
Isn't that your address?
Yes. This is so creepy.
I can come over if you want.
I'll be fine. Thanks.
Okay, I know you all want to find out the ending, but let me back up just a second so that we have those three people in the shot there. Oh, went too far. Anyway, the girl with the dark hair. She looked Asian maybe or Hispanic, was actually the one that was sending the emails because she was jealous of her friend. The kid with the curly hair, the little kid who said, I'll come over, he was the one who was sending the phone calls and the text messages because he had a crush on her and thought this was his way of somehow attracting her. I don't know. And Adina, at the beginning, it gives you the impression that she was the bad guy, but she actually turns out to be the good guy in this situation. And if you follow through to the end of the story, she, in her previous school, had gotten into trouble. That's how it started out with the principal. Had gotten into trouble because she inadvertently kind of went with these other girls, and she was the computer whiz, and she was able to send this girl some messages that were very unflattering, and the girl tried to commit suicide. And that's why she was expelled from her first school. This was her next school, and that's why she's so sensitive to the issue and wants to help. The good thing about this is, too, they do have a trailer that talks about how this was made, and they actually went into a classroom and they had just brainstormed with a whole bunch of kids about text messages, emails, bullying, everything that they find. And they actually put together from all their input a script and wrote this script and then had a production company come in and film it. I guess that's why it's not that expensive to buy. But I thought it sent a good message about the dangers of text messaging, the dangers of sending emails, that things can get traced back to you. You not only can get expelled, but if it's, in his case, it was actually sexual predator. He was a sexual predator with those messages that he left. He winds up getting taken to the police department. So it is against the law. And kids need to know this. They think it's no big deal. They need to know that it's not only inappropriate and that the school can take action, but sometimes the police can take action as well. So this pretty much was a little bit different. It was on mostly cyberbullying and stuff like that. But I thought, I don't know, what do you think? High school or middle school?
I think middle school.
I think middle school too. And I think middle school kids are just at that point where they're smart enough to know how to work with technology, but their brains haven't caught up with how this could be, really dangerous and really serious. Okay? So that was one I think I would definitely use in middle school. Any other comments or questions on that one? Okay. And again, that does come with a teacher's guide as part of the... What was that one called? Adina's Deck. ADI.
How much was that? It says
this was $70. $70. Which, when you see a lot of the Sunburst things for $179, something like that, it's really not that bad. Not that I'm putting down Sunburst. I don't want to put down Sunburst or some of the other companies. But, Okay, this next one I'm going to show is called Reflections. How many of you have used something from a company called Scenarios USA? Okay, if you don't know about Scenarios USA, you need to Google their website. It's just Scenarios USA. It's a production company out of Brooklyn, New York. And what they do is they pretty much have a contest every year. And kids submit scripts. And then they have a panel of people with a lot of kids and a lot of experts in the field, and they decide which script they think really has potential to be made into a movie. And then they have grants that they can have a full professional production company come in and actually film it. So Scenarios USA has a lot of really good videos on it. This one is called Reflections. The topic of this deals with HIV and AIDS. Another one I saw years ago was The Monster, that was also on HIV and AIDS. There's a really good one called Toothpaste. Anyone want to guess what that's about? Using protection and condoms. Because when they go to the drugstore, they buy about $50 worth of stuff, including toothpaste, because they don't want condoms to be the only thing in the basket when they check out. But that's a good one. That's about two girlfriends that one has had a long-standing boyfriend. They're seniors. The other one has had a long-standing relationship of 3 weeks. You know, in their mind, that's a long-standing relationship. And one guy is a nice guy and is respectful of his girlfriend. They're friends first, and then they finally decide if they're ready and whether they're going to engage in sex. The other girl is the other guy's kind of a player, and he kind of talks her into having sex, and they wind up having unprotected sex. Even though they both went and got condoms, he talked her into not using them. And of course, the way it ends with Toothpaste, the girls are talking a few weeks later, and the one girl, says, it really was special. I'm glad I did it. We're both mature, and we use condoms, we use protection. I thought that sent a good message. The other girl said, I tried to call him since we did it. He never answers my calls. He ignores me in school. He basically dropped me like a lead balloon. He told me he loved me, and now he's ignoring me completely. And then she's late with her period, and it ends with them with a pregnancy test, checking to see if it turns blue or not, or positive, or whatever. And that's how the film ends with them. So it's about relationships, being ready or not to have sex, when, why, for what reason, with whom. It asks all those questions. So that Toothpaste is a good one. This is on HIV and AIDS, and I'll just show a few minutes of this as well. And I like a lot of their stuff because it's culturally diverse. One of the problems we know with HIV and AIDS is the disparities that we have among different cultural groups. And I keep getting to the end of this. I don't know why. The African American population is very much skewed in the amount of HIV cases. The Latino population as well. So we need to address those issues, and we need to come up with resources that they can relate to. I've done some work in the Atlanta area. 70% of all the cases of HIV in the state of Georgia are in Atlanta. 70%. Georgia's a pretty big state. 70% are in Atlanta. So they brought me in, and one of the things I showed was this, and a lot of the teachers in the audience were African American teachers, and they said, finally, something that our kids can relate to. Because most of the kids in this particular video are African American. I mean, it's a diverse school, but it really does address that issue. And I think we need to be sensitive to that. Okay, we'll see a little bit of this. the other day, it just came right up. I have no idea why this is happening. Okay. What do I need to do? I need to go back. To what? If you know what you're doing, you're running up there. On that biology teacher in the first video. There maybe? Maybe. Okay, I think we're good. This is kind of a compilation of stills from the movie, which we don't want. Okay. Let's try it. Help!
On the top left, it says menu.
Oh, okay. Play reflections. You know, I did these all at home and they all went perfectly fine. I really... The same thing is happening. I don't know why. Scenarios is that they do take kids' stories and they have screenwriters come in, so they professionalize them a little bit, and then they actually shoot the video.
Y'all heard about the blood drive? So making the opposite, they can lose like half the blood because it had AIDS in it.
That's because all the high school girls are messing with growing age.
Y'all stupid. Don't you know that's just a rumor? Man, because some ladies come and talk to all the gym classes. Well, I ain't going to gym then because I'm not trying to let nobody talk about AIDS going home.
You better be in drugs.
Why is that?
Because I always have to know how brothers.
And girl, you sprung. Leave. He the one that's wide open. But anyway, what we on? Well, I want to hit up the AAA and get some Cupid tonight. What's for tonight? Oh, nothing. And just stopping by a little later, that's all. Okay. What you think you can do for all this and impress that rich? Girl, you better put play. I'm not playing with you. Because you know.
All right, Clarence, settle down. Have a seat. Thanks for showing up on time, guys. All right, guys, listen up. Okay, quiet down. We have a guest speaker here today. She's going to talk to you guys about HIV and AIDS, all right? So I want you to pay attention and listen up. If you guys don't think you're mature enough to handle this conversation, please save us some time, stand up and leave right now, okay? All right, they're all yours.
Hey guys, what's up? How you doing? I'm Miss Brown. And I'm about to get real personal with you. Who here has ever been sexually active?
I don't know if I asked that.
I ain't had sex yet. I'll let you come on first.
And out of all of you, how many of you have had unprotected sex?
Oh, y'all know y'all be lying, boy.
Okay, first off, I appreciate your honesty. But I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, every time you have unprotected sex, you are putting your life at risk. And not just your life, but your partner's life as well.
But when I did it was with my girl, and I know she ain't burning.
But you can't always be sure. Have you two been tested?
Nah, but I ain't got no lumps or nothing like that.
That doesn't mean anything. You might have it and not show symptoms for years.
That's right. That's why you must get tested regularly.
Whatever, man. I still say you can tell.
When I was 17, I had a boyfriend. And he was a star basketball player at our school, and he was fine, and I loved him. I trusted him, so we never used protection. And then one day I went to the doctor just for a routine checkup and found out that I'd been infected with HIV. And he'd been sleeping with my best friend behind my back, so I guess we share something else now, too. Yes?
Even if you do get it, it's not a big deal anymore, right? They got drugs and stuff. I mean, look at you.
I don't want to scare anybody from getting tested because you can live with the results. You know, I have a job, I have my friends, well, most of them, and the drugs are getting better. But living with this disease is really hard, physically and emotionally. Every day I wake up with the fear that the drugs are going to stop working, and unfortunately one day they will. It could be 10 years from now, it could be 4 months from now. So when I say get tested and use protection, I'm not trying to mimic some public service announcement. I'm trying to give you guys the information I wish somebody had given me.
What's going on, Juanita?
Don't let us switch that navigator to AAA?
Sorry, I got class. I just stopped out to holler at you for a minute. So you thought about what we were talking about?
Yeah.
So you ready for it?
Yeah, I think so.
So I guess I'll be back a little later on, man.
I'll see you a little later.
Well, take this. Buy yourself something nice.
Let's see you later. Looks like I ain't gonna hold up with that.
Now, one of the things they're finding out, if you haven't heard, so and I'm sure most of you have, a lot of these guys are dating girls 5, 6 years younger than them. So a lot of these 15-year-old girls are going out with guys that are 19, 20 years old. And, you know, they're very impressed because they might have money to throw around, they have cars, stuff like that. But those are the girls that are putting themselves at risk. And that was something else that, again, when I was in Atlanta, they were telling me that's a really, really big problem, especially with the African American population down there.
About the job?
Man, now you know I make more money in one night than Uncle makes in a week. And I ain't out with no bricks. I'm a hustler. That's how my daddy made a living. That's all I know.
Yeah, you barely know your daddy because he's in and out of jail so much.
Whatever.
Hello?
Hello? Let me talk to Kane.
Who is this?
Is this Kane?
Holly? What you doing calling my baby daddy's phone?
Correction, boo-boo. Our baby daddy. Yeah, that's right. I'm pregnant.
Yeah, well, good luck finding the father, but don't call his phone no more.
Wow, what you doing, my phone?
So you still messing with Holly, huh?
Now, when I got time to mess with her,
Probably when you out all night.
I'm out all night getting this money so our son can eat.
So now she pregnant?
Look, son, I ain't been with Holly in a long time. And even though I was, I stayed strapped. So the baby can't be mine. She lying.
She better be lying.
I'm really feeling this blouse you're wearing.
Thank you. But you know what, Ann? You need to stop giving me so much money.
As soon as I get my degree, we're gonna go down south where my family's got some land. I'm gonna build you a house from the ground.
Wow.
Why do you think? It's because I love you.
I love you too.
What's wrong? You scared?
Nah. You got a rubber.
Baby, it's your first time. If I put on the rubber, it's gonna hurt. I'm not trying to hurt you. Don't worry. I'm not gonna get you, baby.
No, it's not that.
Discussion we get from
It's
this
just
is really, really
You
good.
think I'm dirty?
no.
Then what? You know what? Sometimes I wonder why I even mess with you. You're still a little girl. Look, I'm sorry. I love you. I want to feel the real you. Don't you want every time together to be special?
Hey, Ari. I remember that boy J-Rock.
Yeah, what about it?
That boy got violent. You slept with him? Girl, you a slut. And just because you a virgin, too scared to give it up, don't make me you a slut. I'm just secure in my sexuality. For your information, I'm not a virgin. Me and Anna made love last night. What? Girl, looking good. Girl, why you doing a man like that? He's good to you. I'm sure he is around too. Well, not all boys are dogs. Well, it's like, girl, you just now start to have sex with him. What you think he been doing before then? Huh? He got money and he in college. I show him no love, boo. Because you better believe they don't love you. They love what they can get from you. I'm doing it for the fun. Just like them.
There she was right there, Holly. So what'd she say? When I called Kane's phone last night, she answered like, good luck finding the father. Like she don't know what's good. Yeah, you know what's good. No, I don't. Let me know what's good. I baby did last night. Now that was good. Hold on. I like that. She's trying to say my man's a father.
You need to go see a doctor. Let's go call your mother, sweetie.
No, please don't call my mama. I'm not taking this.
This doesn't make any sense. Am I to understand that you all are fighting over together? Both of you are sleeping with? Did you all listen to anything that the AIDS counselor told you last week? Come on, ladies, let's go. Let's go to my office.
Why you fight that girl?
She had just got a lie, said she's pregnant if she ain't at least been messing with you. I can't keep doing this, Kane. You living foul and you got me acting stupid. It's not the kind of example I want to set for my son.
Our son.
You either want to be with me or you
Fast forward a
don't.
little
If you
bit.
do,
36 images. And what they're asking for is public comment on the images. As you know, the highest level that we can reach in skill development with our students is for them to advocate for help. I thought this would be a great project for them to do. Show them, you can download the images, show them the images. Here's warning number 1, cigarettes cause cancer. There are 3 other ones. I thought this one was pretty effective. The others weren't quite as graphic, but I thought our target audience is mainly going to be kids to not start, and people who already smoke who might want to quit. So if you can get kids to log on to the FDA website, they can do it individually, they can do it as a class project and try to come to some consensus and say, we think for warning number 1, the one with the guy in the hospital bed is the best one. We think for warning number 2, there are 4 varieties of this one. A cemetery. A young girl with a mask over her face. Tobacco smoke can harm your children. This is a guy with, what do you call that?
Stoma.
Yes, and he's still smoking because he's so addicted through the stoma. Okay? Cigarette smoke causes heart disease. It can cause fatal lung disease in non-smokers. Can harm your children. Here's a woman blowing smoke at her kid. Okay? And then there are a bunch of others. Cigarettes can cause mouth cancer and some others. So this is what you can do. It just started the 12th, which was last week. If you go to www.regulations.gov, and that's the FDA website. And there's a little space. I've already done it myself. I've already ranked what I'd go with a 9 best. FDA number 2010-N-0568 in the search box and follow the prompt. You can do it by email. You can even do it by fax. But I thought it would be a good project for kids. Have them look at the new warnings that are going to be coming out. It's going to take them until September of 2012 to actually put them on the boxes because there's a lag time that the advertisers need. And they fought this to the death, believe me. They didn't want to do this. But that's going to be law starting September of 2012. We're going to see new cigarette warnings on packs and on advertisements. And it really started with Canada. If I can go back a little. Actually, I like Canada better.
Down.
Yep.
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
There's like 20 people that are out here that would really like to
Hi,
come in, but
people.
there's no room.
I just don't know what to do.
Right.
I don't know.
Is there a way that maybe we can pass around something out here that they would be able to put their email on?
Yes, I have something going on. I have something going around. The only thing they're going to be getting is a list of the DVDs that I'm using. It's right here. So anybody that did not get the sheet of resources.
Can we generate it out here? Because I don't think people are going to stay because